Now let's bring Dean Cheng in for more on all of this from the Heritage Foundation. He's a research fellow on Chinese political and security affairs. And Dean, it's great to have you back on the show with us. How do you think, I mean, because it's never simple when you're dealing with the Chinese government, but how do you think they really view President Biden versus President Trump? What do you think they think the differences are?
Well, from their point of view, first off, anyone and anything is better than Donald Trump. Donald Trump really upended the table, the entire game board, so to speak. He imposed tariffs. He was willing to talk to the Taiwanese. He authorized very major arms sales to Taiwan. He criticized China over Uyghurs. These are all things that, from China's perspective, are fundamentally illegitimate. Obviously not from an American perspective, but from Beijing's. So their hope is that Joe Biden is going to stop all of these programs, if for no other reason than Donald Trump supported them. But they also have to remember that under Barack Obama, where Biden was vice president, there's a very mixed record. On the one hand, the Obama administration put in the so-called Asia pivot, starting to pay more attention to Asia, but they also pretty much gave China a free hand in the South China Sea. So it's going to be, so I think they're going forward cautiously, but for them, optimistically.
Right, because Biden could use some of those old tactics that were being put in place at the end of the Obama administration, especially, and try to line up allies of the United States against China and have them gang up on China, which I think is probably a concern for them. I noticed that you picked up on the issue of the Uyghur Muslim majority or minority in the northwest part of China. The Trump administration referred to the treatment of those people as a genocide on its way out the door. You're saying the Biden administration should not do the same? How do you suggest they handle that? Because obviously everybody agrees what's happening there is a terrible thing.
Oh, I'm not suggesting that the Biden administration should somehow change that determination. I'm saying the Chinese are hoping that the Biden administration will change that. No, I think that, in fact, by declaring it on the way out, on the one hand, the Trump folks left Biden with something of a problem here, but a problem that they can also exploit. They can point to this now and say, look, if you don't improve the situation, we have a standing finding that you are committing genocide. This is also going to be something that plays to Europe. Europe just signed an investment agreement with the Chinese. There's a lot of controversy about it because it took no account about slave labor. And again, a genocide finding is going to make it a lot harder for Europe to sort of just say, hey, we're just here to make money.
Right. So the Trump administration may have done the Biden administration a favor on that if they use it correctly. Where else? Where would you start if you were President Biden? What would you try to tackle first and maybe score some points if you think you have some goodwill here? How can you take advantage of that situation?
I think that obviously one of the big issues is going to be cyber. If the Chinese really want to make a gesture, they would hopefully be holding off on some of their massive amounts of cyber espionage. Clearly, the Chinese are going to want to see movement on making Huawei more acceptable. I think that that's actually a very dangerous move, and I think the Biden administration could easily underscore that, there are areas where there is a common point of view, and one of them would be about Huawei. I think that the European economic deal that they cut with the Chinese is something that he needs to talk with our European allies. If he's going to rally support, that's going to be a major obstacle because the Europeans are basically saying, we want to make money. And whatever China does to their Uyghurs, that's their business. That's going to be a real obstacle.
Yeah, puts the U.S. in a tough spot and has for the last few years. Dean Cheng, thank you from Heritage.